Hi, Assalamualaikum to my fellow friends and Puan Nolinda. So first, I would like to thank you to Puan Nolinda because it really helps me in terms of additional information to prepare this work. So now I will introduce myself. My name is Karunisa binti Mota and my matrix number is 01 DPM 20F2016. So today I would like to talk about how to handle the problem of factionalism and ignoring in organizations. First, I will start with what is factionalism, how factionalism can be, impact of factionalism, and last is how to overcome the factionalism and ignoring in organizations. Okay, the first one is what is factionalism. Factionalism is a state in which a group, organization, or government is divided into two or smaller groups having conflicting and often contradictory viewpoint or interests. One of the toxic behavior in this workplace is the kind of people who like to grouping or gossip. This sometimes make us feel isolated from others. Grouping, that I mean there are certain group of people who must have lunch or coffee with the same person every time. When work needs to be done in a group, some of this group may invite work colleagues who are perceived as their crony to do work together. They don't seem to allow other colleagues to join the group. Okay, next we go to how factionalism can be. One of the reasons this attitude occurs in the workplace is weak leadership or bad leadership. Leader must assess the situation if there is a problem between employees and determine the best solutions. It is not surprising if there are factions in the workplace if the leader himself is unfair and favoritisms between employees. For example, a leader will only give work to group that he believes are of high quality. The group will be proud and will brag to their colleagues. Furthermore, the culture of frequently criticizing others is a factor in this happening. Employee B, for example, make some mistake in his work, and employee A criticize him and invite others employees to do the same. When things like this happen in an organization, the chance of that organization moving forward are very low. As a team working toward a common goal, it is not wrong to assist and improve one another rather than criticize one another's mistake. Finally, Malaysia is divided into several states. I see that if we live and work in areas where the population is made up of people from the different states, factional conflict can arise when they meet someone or a group from the same state. For example, an employee from state A feels more at ease with employee from his state than with employee from state B. They are not tribal, but they are more comfortable mixing with workers from their country because some workers cannot change their state accents even when they are not in their states. Most state employees prefer to work with people from their own states. Next, we go to the impact of factionalism to others workers and organizations. Working in a toxic environment not only destroys talents, but also has detrimental effect on the productivity of a company growth. Bipolar disorder or other several mental illnesses can occasionally be caused by that toxic human attitude because they are considered bullies who hurt both themselves and others. Toxic people in the workplace are not be taken lightly. If this issue is not resolved, it will not only have an impact on the victims' mental health but also have a long-term impact on the growth of the business productivity. The first impact is lack of motivations. Employees who work in toxic workplace often report feelings of unwillingness and lack of energy to perform their duties. As a result, the company productivity usually suffer. Employees become detached from their responsibility and start making minimal effort to avoid conflict with their superiors. This in turn reinforces the lack of motivations, creating a negative cycle that is difficult to break. Next is failure produce result. It becomes increasingly difficult to achieve that desired result when there are factions or groups that care more about their own personal problems than the company objective. The consequence will vary depending on the type of company where this happens. If there is factional work group occurring in a small part of a large company, the main issue is the discomfort felt by the workers who are exposed to it. On the other hand, for small or new business, these difficulties can lead to the emergence of very serious economic problems. Last is perhaps the most worrying consequence of a toxic work environment is the emergence of problems that affect employees not only in their work but also in their personal life. Sufferers feel less energy, lost interest in what they like. Their health suffers and in general their mood deteriorates. In more serious cases, staying for a long time in such work conditions can lead to the appearance of more serious psychological problems. The most common one are anxiety and depressions. Finally, I will discuss how to deal with this issue at work. They entail discuss and meet with the employee, hold a face-to-face conversations with the individual to determine the root cause of the issue that is preventing the individual from meeting the KPI or from becoming involved in the problem that has arisen. What is the main reason they make those mistakes? Begin a conversation or discussion with them. Identify their problems and try to provide the best solution for them without involving other people. Next is monitor employees. No matter how you busy as a leader, take some time to see your employees, communicate with them, find out what's going on and show that you care. Indirectly, employees will be comfortable to share their problems. This situation will create a healthy atmosphere in an organization. Last is take corrective actions. If the problem employees refuse to improve himself and his work after the counseling sessions, take disciplinary action instead. Dismissal is the last act that cannot be avoided. It is natural for all of us Malaysians to be more progressive in thinking, especially at work. An outdated culture with one-sided sentiments, a culture of jealousy, a culture that likes to take care of other people's clothes should be stopped. How is nation going to progress if people like this become the country working machinery? Top leadership should be more proactive in ensuring healthy policies and culture are implemented in the office. Don't fail to apply a progressive and healthy atmosphere in the workplace. We will lose excellent employees. Many fellow workers were also disappointed with the work culture in Malaysia and moved abroad. Then there was a situation where Malaysia lacked skilled workers so much so that the government had to ask student Malaysia to return to serve the country. It is good for us to open our chest and see what we lack. Let's not be too arrogant with the old culture that we should change. If we manage to move in more progressive directions, our workforce will also be happier and definitely more enthusiastic in continuing the struggle to be devoted to our institutions. Nation needs to work together to change this outdated third-class mentality for our common good. So, in conclusions, I hope we can all learn something new from my explanation this time. I end my speech. We thank you. Bye.